Hi guys, I am adjusting cameras as we speak and trying to get everything fixed here. Usually I try to have all this done, but it is late on a Friday and I am just doing some stuff on the fly here. So I hope you'll bear with me a sec as I work that out. Okay, good. All right, I'm trying to get a little more of the keyboard in here. I changed the layout. I thought I would give you kind of a bigger view of the studio, and that's what I'm doing now, and plus kind of what I'm doing here. But I don't know if this will come through or not. Who knows? When it's all said and done, who knows? I am going to pull up the chat here so I can see you guys on my phone. But you are hiding. There you are. Okay, great. So I will try to leave that right there so I can see. Um, I can't guarantee that I'll catch all the chat, so please forgive me. I'm working on that, but it's harder than it looks. Oh, I like that young Rick. That's good. We need to see the hands. Here they are. Um, so I am just checking things here. There we go. Okay. So then you cannot see that screen, right? Right, and that screen is over here. So you may be able to see it there. I'm going to have to close that screen a little bit. So where it's a little less obvious. Yeah, I think that'll work. If Martin hops on, Martin can definitely let me know if I am showing too much, like a good dad. Like a good dad. That's good. All right. So how are you guys this Friday? Gree, Miranda, Pam, good to see all of you, my friends. Happy that you are taking some time out of your Friday schedule to come hang out with the old man. Um, I am wearing glasses. My eye infection is almost done, but I won't stick contacts back in until it's completely cleared out. Usually it's really fast. It's 24 hours every 2 years, and then that will do it until the next 2 years. Just kind of strange how our bodies work, but that's how mine works. So, okay, so here we are. We are on the last cue of the film before we get into end credits. And this one's kind of a long one. This one starts at an hour 42 and it ends sometime tomorrow. No, it ends at 1:42 and ends at 1:49. So this is a good just under 7 minute cue, but it's important. I think it all has to tie together. And my nose itches. Um, so what I've done before I hopped on here. Oh, I need coffee. Sorry. What I've done before I hopped on here was I laid some kind of basic uh, tracks. I laid guitar, I laid some percussion down, a couple downers and in key spots. So I've laid those and setting those there. Thank you, Guy. Good to see you. Hey, Walt. Good to see you too, my friend. So the end is going to be primarily synth driven, sound effect driven. And I think by the time I go back and I hit all the cues, I am so sorry that I'm yawning. Forgive me. It's not you, it's me. It's not you. It's all me. Anyways, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to I'm going to hit all the sound effects and all the stuff first. I have a good kind of layout of the first half of the cue. So I'm going to play the cue and I'm going to see where my holes are until everything starts. Now it's going to sound maybe feel a little disjointed. That's totally okay. That's because I'm not done yet. I still have to fill in a couple holes here and there. So I have to stop talking so I stop yawning. I thought I got good sleep, but maybe not. Anyways, it's not you, it's me. So I'm going to start from the beginning and watch it. I'm going to turn the dialogue off because, as you guys know, you can't hear dialogue. Pardon my four eyes here. You can't hear In fact, I should just let me wipe my glasses down so I can actually see something. I haven't worn these in a while. I think these prescription, my old Hugo Boss glasses, and I think I got these back maybe about 13, 14 years ago. I've just been wearing contacts ever since. But anyways, hey, I'm online. Joking. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. Somebody needs a strong white girl. Boy, isn't that the true. Hey, awesome. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Good to see you, Guy. And I am going through and please forgive me if I miss you in the queue. Please forgive me. I don't mean to. Usually at the end of the stream, I'll go back and I'll comment and say thank you. And I think today I'll pick out a couple places to send a coffee cup. Probably one here to my house, honestly, because I'm gonna need the coffee. Oh my gosh, bad boy, stop it. Okay, so I'm gonna play here. I'm gonna take the dialogue out, and then I'm gonna see what I got. Okay, so here we go. It's probably pretty loud, so watch your volume. Watch your volume. All right, here we go. Yeah, so I can already see a couple more sound effects I need to add, so I'm gonna go ahead and add those now. And here we go. Okay, 142.59, so I was a tad early. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. And I'm doing those kind of things as we see things visually that kind of make us unsettled. I'm going to try to accentuate those. So here we go. Okay, so now here's the part. So that's cool. That's all we need. There's some dialogues and visual in that section. So I think we're good. So now the goal is we're about to see something that's very frightening. So I'm probably going to hit a Brahms in here. So I'm just going to punch us all in the face. So let me find where that place is. And there it is right there. And I'm going to see where it falls in the scheme of things. Save this. And now I'm going to look for the correct Brahms. Now I don't want it to be intense, but I want it to be intense. So I don't know how to explain it. There are different levels of Brahms. Okay, here we go. Okay, good. Now a typical way to do this is to hit the note, and sometimes you'll hold it. And in that sound itself, there's a natural decay, but I'm going to accentuate that with a pitch bend. So it'll be like this. To add a little more eeriness and unsettling and oh my gosh, where's the Tums kind of thing. So, all right, so now I'm going to look for the timing on that. So hang on one sec. Okay, so it's on the and of 4, so I'm going to punch it right there. So here we go. Okay, nailed it. So that was just pure, that was awesome. I love when things happen like that. Okay, so after that, things need to settle down and we need to take a look at this thing and try to grasp what we're looking at. So I need to keep the scariness going, but not take away from the sound effects that are happening over the top. So I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump up to my atmospherics, and I'm going to try to find something that will cook in there nice. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to try that. Let's see how long that holds. Yep, that's what I'm going to go with right there. All right, so I'm going to see if I can just nail it the first time. So fingers crossed. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, so now I want to add a couple unsettling downers in there. Have been my best friend on this whole project. They just add so much to the what we're seeing visually. So I'm going to add that now in key sections. Let me just find the right one. I love that one. Okay, here we go. Good. I feel real solid about that so far. So I'm going to save that. And now I think I'm going to bring in some music. And so after that, it may be just a pulse. I'm not sure. Guitars are getting ready to cut in pretty soon, so I don't want to unleash them yet. But now I'm going to take it from Okay, so I'm just looking at, I laid some tracks of guitar with pulsing, and then eventually some leads come in during the really, really intense part. So I have maybe about a minute of fill there that I'm going to look at doing. And I'm watching the action. Okay, need to stay kind of subtle. Need to stay subtle in that section till we get to right there, and that's where it starts. Okay, so I'm going to do a pass of um, atmospherics, and then I'm going to go and see what I need to do to start introducing some music. All right, so here we go. Okay, good. So you can see it's progressing. So what's happened now is I've kind of closed that gap. I think I need a few more things in there to make it more interesting. Visually, it's pretty interesting already. So I don't want to take away from that. So what I'm going to do is I think I want to bring in a percussion loop a little sooner than what I did. So I'm going to go try to mark that now. So I'm going to fast forward, happy with all that, happy, 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 back control save, happy. Um, and now there's movement, as you can tell by the the guitars and things like that. We're having some movement on the screen, so I'm trying to emulate that movement. So if I go to right, 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 and so I think right in there is where I'd like to see a percussion loop. And not too much. So, percussion loop. I'm going to probably in the mid. Let's see. No. I like that. So I'm going to see what that sounds like against the, and find out where that, what measure that starts. Okay, I think I got it. So let me try that. I think that one's going to work better against the guitar line. Una vez más, por favor, which is a little Spanish lingo for one more time you screwed up, champ. All right, so let me turn the loop off and let's give that a shot one more time. So I think it's right here. Okay, so I hit the wrong, I'm trying to end the phrase, something like that, but I think that's better. So let me make sure my phrase ended in the right place. Okay, so all the hits feel good. What I'm missing, it's, by the way, it's total chaos right here. If you can't tell by the music, it's absolute chaos. So, I would like to do a riser there. I'm going to go down to my risers. Yep, that one. Okay, let me find out where that goes. Okay, good. So I need to start the riser a little sooner. It takes a little while to punch through the chaos. And I'm using an envelope filter or high pass filter, and I think I'm using it too soon. So I'm going to extend that, and I'm going to change the time that the high pass filter opens, so we'll hear it more in the mix, which is very hard to do in this amount of chaos. All right, let's give that a listen. Okay, I think that works. All right, so we're bringing in some music there. And so I'm going to listen from that point on and see where we're at. I think I'm good so far, so I can get into the next part, which is actually more musical. So let me play from there. All right, good. So I need to bridge one gap. I'm good so far. There is a ton of sound effects happening on the thingy mabob on the film. So I don't want to get in the way of that. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. Let me just take a minute and say hey to everybody. Hey Mickey, hey Gree, too many loops. That's what, yeah, but I throw everything against this is how I work. So with all the loops, what happens is when I get into the mix, which this is not a mix, I'll get in there and I'll use the mix and I'll, balance everything. So right now, when I work, I throw everything against the wall. And then once I get the final dialogue and track and I see where the Foley goes, then I take out. So right now I just score based on what I see. So that's how I work. All right, yeah, the one gap, that's what I'm going to work on right now. It's nice having the composer here. I think you must be a composer. So you're welcome, Guy. I'm glad you're here, buddy. I can't wait to get into the music part. So I'm going to close this gap and then I'm going to move forward and see where I'm at. But excellent ear, Guy. You're right. But I like to have all my options. I don't want to have to go in the mix and add anything. I want to know it's already there, and then I'll take out. So awesome, awesome, awesome input. Okay, so now I'm going to look at that gap between my teeth. No, that's a different gap. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to add this. All right, good. So I'm waiting for the autosave, and then I'm going to look at this down here, and I'm going to look at the timing of where that last beat hits, which is right here. Good. All right, put that in time. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. I want to do that. And then... I love that sample. Oh my God, it's so good. All right. Okay, that's what I want right there. All right, so now that gap should be closed for now. And just for those of you who've never watched before, what I do is a lot I do on the stream, and I let it, I finish it up, and then once I get off the stream, then I go back and I really tweak. So things will definitely be different. There, like I could add a string ostinato somewhere in there, different things like that. I'm just not going to take the time to do that now during the stream. I'm just going to get through the cue, and then I'll go back at the end and do my final stuff. So, all right, let me listen to this section. All right, so some of these are too long. Okay, let's try that. There's so much going on. Let's try it again. Oh, sorry about that. I've had this off the whole time. I was sitting there talking. Hey, Greg, good to see you. Hey, Guy. Guy is producing the whole movie now. It's still too much gap. I'm actually satisfied with that based on what I can see. So I'm going to leave it as is, but thank you for your input. And now I'm going to go and look at this next section here. And I'm hoping that I can get now into some musical sections here. Oh, sorry about that. So this is a part of just kind of working through some possibilities, and probably none of these will end up on the film, but this is stirring the creative pot, where I want to go at the end of this. So I'm just kind of working through some things, how many modal changes I want, or key changes, or do I want to keep it simple? Do I want to do more, I don't know. So I'm just working through that. I'd like to bring in some humanity after what we just witnessed on the film. Well, I witnessed, you'll witness later. So I'm not sure. It's a hybrid scene between natural and supernatural. The pulse is changing a bit. So usually what I want to do, I've developed a bunch of themes that I used in the end credits. And so what I think I'll do is I'm going to go play the end credits and listen to some of the thematic development there and see if I want to pull from one of those themes and bring it back into this section. So I'm going to play that right now. Let me turn the dialogue off. I'll leave my mic on. That's a good one. Because there's still intensity there. Okay, so this is still the ending credits, but there's dialogue here. So I'm cooking underneath the dialogue to not get in the way of what's going on here. This is the final scene of the movie-ish. Kind of let you know the outcome of what we just witnessed. So I'm pulsing underneath. Plenty of room for dialogue. That was a deep statement made by the star, one of the stars. Now we're heading toward the end of the scene. But that first theme, I think, could be the one that I'm looking for. Statement being made there. That makes you go, whoa, and then music. There's our English horn, which I've used pretty much throughout. That's also a possibility right there. So that theme could possibly work in there. This theme I used earlier, I did pull from this and bring this in. These are credits. This is the end credit. I wrote the end credits first, and then I went back and started scoring the film from the beginning. That theme I used, so we're good. So I have two possible themes I can bring because I haven't used those two themes yet in the film, so this would be a good chance to do that. There's the English horn again, which I love in this film. This is the closing credits. I'm settling things down now, letting things evolve. I think I resolved this to a major, I believe, here in a minute. English horn. There's Martin's vocals. He wanted vocals, and there they are. Piano back in. Coming to the end. This piano, I put a little out of tune. You can hear that note irritate you, and I did on purpose. Yeah. Still credit roll at the very end, but I think I picked my melodies. And that's the end. And so, there she is. Hey, Taya, good to see you. Glad that you love it. Just I'm scoring your section, but I was just listening to the end credits and picking something that for the end, I'm at the part where we don't know about you. So that tells you, you know what I'm talking about. So anyways, I was just going through to find a theme, and I think I found it coming out of this really intense section. Good. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. So that all ends in this section. So I'm gonna listen to this, and I think I'm gonna decide whether I'm gonna do this live or not. So let me listen to this section and see. Hold on one sec. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the piano in there and see if that's where I want to go. So I'm going to enable that track. That theme. Oh man, my hands are cold. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So I think I want to get in there. So that is a main theme. So I used a little bit of that now that I remember in the very, very beginning, which is that way. I don't know why I'm pointing that way. It's that way. Um, so I'm going to see if there's a way that I can just drop this in right here out of the sound effects. So let's give that a shot. All right, good. So now what I want to do is I want to cook in there on the underneath. So it's the key of E. I don't really move from that tonic or the bass note. So so sorry, computer's waking up a little bit. Oh man, okay. Why am I doing that? All right, so I'm gonna see if I can swim around in there in a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna change one note, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the cellos double that, so it cuts through a little bit and makes it a little more ominous. But I don't like this drop down to this F sharp. Okay, there we go. All right. So for the strings, um, since it's not really a string heavy composition, I'm pretty much using um, uh, a combination basically. So I can just kind of play it. And then there is some ostinato parts in there that I do separate the strings out in there. But for the most part, I'm using this Spitfire library, which I absolutely love. The new Spitfire Symphonic. It's killer. It was such a good purchase. Okay, let me take that. I'm going to double that all the way up here to the E, and it should punch through now all the minutia. Okay, it'd be good if I put it in the right note, wouldn't it? All right, hold on. That would be really strange. So Control Z, Z. Let's try that again. Oh, and let's drag it up to the E. Right there. All right. Hopefully that woke you up. Sure woke me up. All right, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to enable chamber grid, which has some violins, violas that move a little bit within the note, which is one of my favorite libraries. And let me see what I have up here. Yeah, there we go. All right, that's going to work. So I'm going to try to sneak that in a little bit. I may have to go back in the mix and, make it come in a little less noticeable. So, all right, so I'm going to go back and the beginning of that section. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. So now it's starting to move a bit for me. It's starting to have some breath and life and all that good stuff. And that's really the goal, is to have, just so it doesn't lay there like a turd on the front lawn. There's some motion in there, even though it's basically it's different. It's all E minor, but then you have a flat five and you have a dominant seven, and you add all these different things in there that add some movement, even though the tonic doesn't move from that E chord. And that's really the goal. All right, so now this is what I love about Cubase, which is the program I use. And Cubase will correct a multitude of sins, which, as I look back, I love that take, but you know what? I didn't record. So the good news is I can go here and I'm trying to find out where it is because I rarely use it, where it retrospectively records. God bless whoever decided to put that in there. I forgot where that is. That is I think it's in a strange place. I don't know if it's edit, functions. No, like transport, cycle. No, it seems like it's in a weird place. And what that does is it's, even though I'm not recording, it records what I just did every last take. And for some reason, I can't see where it goes. I know it's not in scores. You would think it's in MIDI. Transpose, merge, freeze. Huh. Okay, where are you? I just hardly ever use this. Usually I'm pretty good at hitting record, but I like that take enough to go through. Okay, so edit. Where did you go? Where's Greg Undo when you need him? Okay. Sorry guys, give me 1 sec here. Range, nope. Project. Sorry guys, this is a part you don't want to stream, but bear with me a sec. Not in functions. It just seems like it was in a strange place. I haven't used it in so long. Project. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm going to look this up real quick. I'm sorry for this. Cubase. Retrospective record. Where art thou? Okay, hold on. I'm going to find you. Hey, there's Greg. Oh, gosh. I hope it goes right to it.
Sometimes the best musical ideas can come out of the blue as someone is noodling around. And often when this happens, the program is not recording it because the engineer or the musician didn't hit the record button.
That's me.
Cubase has some functionality to alleviate this situation.
Thank God.
In retrospective recording.
Where are you?
So let's say I'm noodling around with a quick MIDI idea.
Yes, you've noodled. Pretty. So pretty.
I was like, oh, I wish I had recorded that so
yes.
I could play it back and edit it. And I really like that idea, but again, Cubase wasn't in record.
Right.
I can now go to my transport.
I knew it was transport.
Retrospect MIDI record, and my event would now show up directly in my project window.
Okay, what's strange is I don't see it in there.
Will constantly be monitoring.
And I know it's enabled.
To make sure.
Which is very important. I'm looking at it. Oh, MIDI, retrospective recording. Thank you, insert. Boom. All right, great. Thank Jesus and Mr. Steinberg and Greg Undo. Okay, wonderful. Let me get back to what I was doing. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm going to look this up. Oh, gosh, now I got to hear my own mistake. That's wonderful. That's just wonderful. Okay, so now I'm going to play that and listen to it and make sure it was as wonderful as I thought it was, which sometimes in playing back, you're like, okay, what was I thinking? Hey, Jazz dude, good to see you. Huh. All right, good. It was all that in a bag of chips, so I'm happy with that. So there's two things I'm going to bring in because we're getting ready to come to the end, and I'm going to figure out a way to get to that end section without kind of a crash and a bang and a woo woo and all that stuff. I'm going to see if I can sneak the English horn back in, which has been a constant. Um, so give me one sec here. So I'm going to enable that. And I'm going to close the gap, and I'm almost at the gap close. So um, the goal is that I'm going to go finish this. I'm going to close this to the end credits, and then listen to it, and then offline I'm going to go ahead and finish it. So because when I finish it, it's a lot of what I just did, which is pause, really look at things, analyze things, maybe even write some ostinato parts in there. I don't know yet, but this I can do. Okay, so now I'm going to bridge the gap there, right out of that piano section. Here it goes. Good, and there starts that's perfect. I'm watching the dialogue. So I think I do want to bring in the high string back a bit. So I'm going to do that again to cover that section. Yeah, I think that's it. There's a lot going on right there, and I don't want to take away from what's going on visually, with the storyline, the actors. So I want to kind of like disappear a little bit after all the music that we just went through, that whole cue. I'm feeling like I want to end it a little bit. Um, The only thing I'm missing is I'm missing the, for lack of a better term, the demonic. I'm missing that kind of like, I know the score is unsettling, but I am missing I'm missing the save key, but I'm missing that kind of like, what is it? There's some dark things happening. We're looking at dark things happen on the screen. So how do I emphasize that? And so I'm going to try something that I've used, and I'm hoping that it's not over the top, maybe just enough in the mix. I'm going to enable that. And let's see what we got. Bass, absolutely. Yeah, I just saw that. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that so much. Hey, Peggy, good to see you. I'm going to add some otherworldly in here. Let me get past the percussion so I don't make us all jump through the roof with a bang. So let me get past that, and I'm going to see if I can sneak in some darkness. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, I didn't need that last one. Jazz Dude, it is no. This you're talking about the voices. The voices are from Cinesamples, Voices of War. It's a great VSC. That's where that's from. I think that's been out for a long time, and this is actually the first time I've had it forever, and it's the first time I've actually used it on a project, and this is very fitting of that. So, okay, so I think I got it. I think I finished it, and again, just to respond to Guy, it's going to be over the top in a lot of sections, but that's what I want. I want it over the top, and then when I go back in the mix next week, because it's the last cue, I'll match everything up with the dialogue, and a lot of things will be dropped. Some things I'll take out of the low frequency speaker and all that good stuff. But I think it's done. So I'm going to play it from the beginning of the cue into, and if everything works, I'll keep it going. If you guys want to hang out, I'll play it all the way to the credit roll. So this will be about a 10-minute roll. And oh yeah, absolutely. That's what it is. It's Voices of War, and they have really good stuff in there, just really unique stuff. So I'm gonna play this, and if I don't stop, I'm gonna keep it playing all the way to the end of the film, and this should be the final playthrough for tonight. And then tomorrow morning I'll go in and I'll tweak it, and I'll take some things out. And I'll watch your comments if you want and talk to me. I'm not going to play anything. Let me just save it because I'm highly paranoid. And again, it's not am I paranoid, but am I paranoid enough? And that's the question. Okay, that is saved. I'm going to turn the dialogue off. I'll leave my mic on, and we'll go from there. All right, here we go. Okay, that was a close call. So there's a close call between something very evil and something not very evil, which is Taya. Taya is not very evil at all. Actress. Very creepy right here. Very haunting. Dark, flashlights, can barely see. Looking into something very creepy right now. Really bad. Let me just put it that way. It's really bad. Okay, here it goes. Hang on to your butts. It ain't bad. Hey, where did Taya go? Oh, it's fun. It's my favorite scene. Last line of defense. A lot of dialogue over that, so I couldn't go over the top. This is the key moment, so to speak. Key moment. Evil takes over. Only in the morning. Yeah, that's me too. Okay, I need to grab that, but I'll grab that tomorrow. There's some things I need to add here, but I'll add that tomorrow. Some technical things that need to be added here, but I'm not going to add them on the stream. Evil's seriously taking a hold here. One savior, where is she? Save the world. Where'd she go? That's bad. What I just saw is really bad. Coming to the end of the film. We don't know what we're getting ready to see. Oh God, that's not what we want to see. Oh! And that's really bad, what we just saw. Really bad. Now we get into the end credits. Looking at the wonderful actors and actresses in the film. Did a great job, all these wonderful actors and actresses. Comes the title. It's the title. Now an epilogue. One of the main actors is here. It's really bad what's going on. He's dialoguing, talking. He's got a great Corvette, by the way. I think that's a bet. That's when we just realized, oh my gosh, this is really bad, that hit. Building to the end. Building to the end. That is a bet. It's a Corvette. Yep. Getting really bad. Statement. Closes the film up. And now we get into the end credits. Okay. Again, I wrote the end credits. That was the first thing I did on the film. So my goal in that theme right there was to bring some hope because there's not a lot of hope in this movie. So to kind of give you a relief, and so a lot of composing is tension and relief. So there's the relief. Now I'm going to bring the tension back in. Take us on the roller coaster. That was one of my favorite themes as well. I used that earlier in a very intense section. Okay, so now the long wind down during the credits. English horn. When I was composing this, I wanted to keep it minor, but then I'm going to touch the major to allow a little light in. There. And then I quickly get out of here, because we can't have too much hope. A little more hope, and I think that's all you're going to get. Now, a key here, I said earlier, a key in this piano part is I actually pitched the piano down just a hair, so it's a little flat to where it's irritating. Hear that? Because what just happened is not settling at all. So it fights that violin. And that's the end of the film. Let me save that. And so yeah, this film was so much fun. Let me just, if you guys want to ask me questions, ask. Oh, thank you so much, Carolyn. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Grease. So nice. Hey, Greg. Thank you so much. Gonna have to buy some Depends. That was a nice vet. I love the stripes in the middle, Taya. That was sweet. Hopefully they let you drive it around the mountain a couple times. Let me just kind of catch up. Even though we can't see the visuals, certainly feel the structure. Darren, thank you so much. I appreciate that. There's some really nice things here. You guys are so kind. Hey, Peggy. Really good. I'll go through here and I'll respond to all these most definitely. But I enjoyed the score so much. At first, I didn't know quite how to approach it because the director Martin didn't want to go hardcore one way. He wanted to go that way, but he wanted some of this other thing in there too, which was mystery. And so the way that I kind of bridged that gap was to find what instrument am I going to use to really kind of bridge that gap. And so what I ended up doing was I found the English horn, and the English horn has such a range of my gosh, I mean, what is the range here in the English horn? It's ridiculous. So it goes, and I think the lowest note I thought was a C. It's not. It's an E. So all the way from an E2 to what, a B, almost a B. It's a B4. That's a huge range. A B5, I think. And such a range for an instrument, and it just has this haunting sound. So I went with that, and I thought that kind of created the goal of mystery and horror together. I knew it was going to have to, because it's a there's some high action in here with Taya kicking some major butt, and so I needed to support that with drums. So I knew that was going to come in. I did add some live bass with a pick going through a pod for distortion and different things like that. And then the other sound that it was a constant was this pulsing sound. Let me see if I have it. And it's anytime you see this certain thing happen in the film. Talk about talking in circles. How's that? Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate that. Anytime you see it, I'm going to see if I have that sound up. And I don't think I do in this particular one. I think I left it out because I didn't want to it was already getting too muddy. Yeah, it's not quite there. There's this pulsing sound in there that I used a lot because that was another thing, and Martin, the director, loved it immediately. So I used it as much as I could, this underlying thing. You guys know the demonic voices, which Jazz Dude on YouTube was talking about, which is this. And it's all controlled by this one note here. And then when I really wanted to lay it in heavy, then I would just do all three. That'll keep you awake at night. And then, of course, the strings were just, the strings have to be in there. They just add cinematic feel to everything. The guitar overdubs, and then a lot of risers and drops and falls and different things. And, of course, the horns, which I think are live. Horns are great. You guys will know. Anyways, I don't want to play the whole theme. I'll get shut down for copyright, but Star Trek. So anyways, that's what I ended up using, and then in different cues, a lot of other different things. Those big hits are called Brahms, and this is, you'll hear a lot of that in Dune 1, Dune 2, a lot of that, which is just absolute horror and absolute hugeness and all that stuff. So I used a lot of that, those kind of hits. And then my other friend, as I've said many times, were the downers when things were happening. That's just such a killer sound. Inception. That's exactly right. Jazz Dude on YouTube was exactly right. Brahms is huge in the Inception score. I believe Inception was Hans Zimmer, wasn't it? Hans Zimmer. I love Jazz Dude. Jazz Dude is a savior in itself. He helps us composers find different things with Cubase. Like when we're stuck, he goes in and does just some, like he does God's work for us composers who use Cubase. So thank you, brother, for that. I appreciate you so much. Um, so that's a lot of what I used at the end, and obviously the piano. The piano is a great sound. The piano itself comes from Keyscape, and it's an octave piano. So I hit one note, has a lot of the high end rolled off. That's just going to the flat five. It's very muddy, so it's hard to use in a full piano score. But it's a beautiful sound. Thomas Newman-ish. Love the low end on this thing. You could just score a whole movie with this. So, oh, thank you, Carolyn. Yes, I love piano. Bass is my main instrument. Keyboards are my second instrument. But a lot of us are a composite of amazing composers. My favorites are definitely Thomas Newman. I just love he everything he does is very American. It has a very American feel, like that kind of like prairie hymn, pastoral kind of writing, and he's such a genius. For those who don't know, he did everything that I love. Shawshank Redemption, even Dory was amazing. So keep playing. Okay, yeah, I'll play a little bit. So I'll keep in that theme. And as you can see, I'm just doing tritones, but it's in the voicing. And then a lot of different let me just tell them, I will call them back. Um, oh, I gotta go. What time is it? It's 5:30. Hey guys, I gotta cut it. I gotta go to my my son's for dinner. So have a great night, and I will see you later. I'll come back and I'll play sometime just to play and enjoy the piano and enjoy some time with you. So thank you for spending your Friday with me. Means a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, have a good night, guys.